If you want to be more efficient and effective while running your business with more inner peace, then working on the core of your issues instead of putting on a band-aid is vital. Welcome to the Business Brain Podcast.
I'm your host, Esty Rapport, and here to help you improve your 28 cognitive functions, the 28 things that make up thinking. In each episode, we'll discuss a real-life challenge, why you might be struggling with it, and give you practical strategies so all areas of your life will improve.
Last week, I told you about Diana, an agency owner for 12 years who had recently acquired a second business and now was consulting $100 million organization. In this episode, I want to share with you another challenge that Diana was facing that you're probably dealing with, even if it's on a smaller scale. Ever since acquiring the new company, there was a lot of new projects and a lot of new information. Every time Diana went to her emails, there was about 30 new emails on new projects that she didn't know much about. It was way easier to just jump into her other email account, which was full of easy responses. This caused procrastination and just an overhang of things to do instead of getting it tackled. If you're experiencing something similar, I'm here to tell you, you do not have to struggle forever. In this episode 457 of the Business Brain Podcast, I'm going to share with you the exact steps of what you can do to have your own transformation. But first, screenshot this episode and share it on Instagram stories. Don't forget to tag me at LifePeaks University so I can thank you and give you a shout out. While you are doing any task, you, without even realizing it, are using your 28 thinking skills. When the thinking skills you need to use are strong, doing the task happens easily. If the thinking skills you need to use is weak, doing the task will be a challenge. The struggle that Diana had came from a weak thinking skill of clear perception. Clear perception is about taking information in a clear and organized way. Truthfully, compared to most people, Diana's clear perception was great, but for her new role, with the new challenges, it needed to be even stronger. While most people don't even get to the stage of managing hundreds of employees or consulting $100 million businesses, with strong thinking skills, Diana had no issue. Remember, the stronger thinking skills are, the greater challenges you can solve. Since I knew she had this thinking skill of clear perception inside her, and it just needs to go up a notch, I asked her, and I want you to ask yourself, how do I deal with a lot of new information? I always find the one piece that will help me solve everything else, Diana responded. So in the email example, I'd find the one most important email that will affect everything else, and then I can just tackle the rest of the emails easily. Now, while she's answering, she's opening up her inbox and said, I already see which email it is. Your answer to the question of how do you deal with a lot of information will probably be very different. You want to recognize how your brain works so you can apply it to even greater situations. Now, if you shut down or really struggle with a lot of information, you probably need to improve your thinking skill of clear perception on a foundational level. And continuing to do what you're always doing of just shutting down is not going to help. But that is okay. You now know what your struggle is, and you now can do something about it. If this is the case, go to episode 427. That's where we tackle how to improve your clear perception all the way down from the basic, and you'll work up there until you get to this place where Diana is. If you are pretty good at it and you answer the question of how you deal with a lot of information, you now have your strategy. You have your way of approaching this information, and you want to give your strategy a name. This way, it will be easy for your brain to remember the strategy and use it in a time of need. So Diana's name for her strategy was find the hot pepper first. It doesn't make a difference what your name is, as long as you remember it. Even better, write it down so it has the extra reinforcement in your brain of like, okay, this is a strategy that I am going to use. Every time you use your strategy, your brain will be able to take in more information in a clear and organized way. And the more you do it, the more you build your capacity to take in even more information. It is common for people with ADHD to struggle with taking in information in a clear and organized way. However, you don't have to struggle forever. If you ever walked into a room and instead of cleaning it, you walked right out because it was too messy, your thinking skill of clear perception probably needs to be improved. But don't worry, it doesn't have to stay like this forever. This is the case check out episode 427, where I walk you through exactly what to do. If you're pretty good at clear perception and you can deal with a lot of information, but you want to take it to the next level, then your challenge this week is to answer the question, how do I take in a lot of information? Identify the strategy and give it a name so you can expand your capacity to take in even more info. Have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you on the next episode. Bye for now.
That's all for this episode of the Business Brain Podcast. If you enjoyed it, please share it with 2 of your business friends so they too can gain from it, and you'll be helping us reach our goal of 1 million downloads by the end of 2025. Cheers to peak brain performance.